I'm back with another trying new makeup. I feel like I've been doing a lot of these on my channel lately. If you're into them, that's great, awesome. If you're not, I'm so sorry. But I do have a couple new products to try out for you guys today. Some of them I bought with my own money. Some of them are PR. We have the Naked palette. She's back, baby, and I'm excited to retry her again. Also, the viral TirTir foundation that has, I think, blown up on TikTok, question mark. I don't really know. I don't hear about things, viral products, until they make their way off of TikTok onto other platforms like Instagram and YouTube. And I've been hearing a lot about this lately. So I bought that to try out, as well as a blush and a lippy product from Ravie, I think is how you pronounce it, Beauty. This is Ally Glein's new brand. Some lip liners from Lisa Eldridge I picked up. And then I also have these It Cosmetics blushes I might try out as well. These were sent to me in PR. I think that's all the new stuff I have to try. I try not to try too many new products at once just because that can be a little overwhelming, but we have a couple goodies here today that I am excited about. I'm about to say something, and I need this to be a safe space where you're not going to judge me. So if you're going to judge what's about to come out of my mouth right now, just click off this video. I'll catch you in the next one. This is my third time buying this palette. Yeah, I know, a little weird, right? So the first time I bought it was in 2013. I'm sure, like most of us, it was like my first high-end purchase. I was longing after it. I wanted it so badly. I remember it was $50 when I bought it, which was just outrageous back then. $50 for one makeup product. But I remember I had a Sephora gift card for like $25 for half of it, and then I chalked up the other $25. And I remember thinking that that was just so much money. But you guys, I use that palette to death. Again, like I'm sure a lot of us did. I'm gonna pop up a picture here that I have from my Instagram account from a couple years ago. The one on top is my one from 2013 that I bought that was just use and abuse. You can see on the front there that the Naked is just completely gone. It was completely rubbed off. And then on the inside there are, I think, like 5 or 6 pans. I just used that palette so much. It was the only eyeshadow palette I had for a very long time, and every single time I did my makeup I used that palette. As you can see, it was very worn, very well loved, and I decluttered it, which I regret so much. I've heard so many people here on YouTube say that they decluttered their original Naked palette and they regret it. I am one of those people. So I had rebought it in 2018, which is the one below it that you're seeing in the picture, when they were deciding to get rid of it. Because I was like, well, I used the first one so much, I might as well rebuy it just to have it in my collection. I don't not want to have it, you know? And then I ended up not really using that new one very much. I ended up decluttering it again and giving it to a friend of mine that got some use out of it. So that was good. So I haven't had it in my collection for the last couple of years. And as I'm sure a lot of you guys know, they brought the original Naked palette back. Supposedly the formulation is better than ever. I remember that's why I didn't use the second one I purchased, because the quality just wasn't that great. In 2013, it was like the only eyeshadow palette really on the market besides like singles that you could make your own palette. So the quality back then was like amazing. It was like the best thing I ever put on my eyeballs. And then by 2018, I had tried so many different brands and different eyeshadows that it just wasn't up to snuff from what I was used to. So this time around, apparently they have reformulated and made the formula better. But they're the original shades and all of that. I haven't even swatched this or anything. I was going back and forth. I went into Ulta. Well, I guess I did swatch it in Ulta, just I haven't swatched this one. But I went into Ulta and I was going back and forth and I was swatching all the shades on my hands, and I was just deciding if I wanted to actually buy it again, because now it's like $59, which is a lot of money. I remember my best friend Abby had the same palette and she panned Half Baked right here, but my go-to, which I know Half Baked was a lot of people's go-tos. I didn't love golds on me even back then. I still don't really love gold eyeshadow on me a decade later. My go-to was Sidecar, and that was the one I had panned, and we had like a plan that we were gonna switch palettes, and like I was gonna use her Sidecar and she was gonna use my Half Baked and all that. It never happened, but I just think that's so funny. I remember like talking about it with her, like we both have each other's favorite shades left in our palettes and we pan the other ones. But anyways, we are going to use this beautiful palette today. I'm excited to get it on my eyes and just test it out again. I'm just gonna use the Rare Beauty Eye Primer. Not my favorite, but it's the one that I have right now to own, and I don't really, or to use. I don't really feel like I need, I have like 1 or 2 more eye primers, but I don't feel like I need like a ton of eye primers, you know? I like never use the eyeshadow brush that comes with it. I don't know why. Let's use it today. Why not? Let's finally get some use out of this baby. I never used it in my first or second palettes either, but it looks like a nice brush. Actually, I don't think I'm gonna start off with that one. It doesn't seem fluffy enough. Okay, we're gonna start off with the Refer 16, and we are going to go into Naked right here and just start by buffing that into the crease. Ooh, It's a little bit darker than I thought it was gonna be, but that's okay. I can always lighten it with the Virgin, the lightest shade. I remember when this came out, I don't know if I was just like a stick in the mud, but I remember thinking like the names were like so provocative. And now we have NARS literally naming things like the O word. So, you know, it's a different time now. But back then I remember thinking like, oh my goodness, Urban Decay. Was I like the only one? I can't imagine I was. Ooh, okay, that blended out perfectly. That is like such a beautiful shade. Wow. This would be a really great one and done all over the lid. We are going to go into Buck next, right here. And let's dip into the brush, the fluffier side. We're just gonna tap that on the outer corner. I need to know, did you guys rebuy this palette? Am I a little ridiculous for buying this for a third time? Yes, I totally understand. But I really, it's like the FOMO gets me, man. That's why I bought it the second time. That's why I bought it the third time. FOMO gets me. I don't want to regret not buying it like I regretted decluttering it. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't use it, obviously, if I still had that original palette. It's like, it would be like 11 years old, almost 12. So I obviously wouldn't use it, but just to like have it for the nostalgia's sake, you know, would be nice. Okay, this is like super cool toned, which is fine. I like cool tone makeup. I've actually been into warm tones a little bit more lately, but this is still blending out really nicely. If you are new to my channel, hello, my name's Emily. Thank you so much for clicking on this video and checking me out. I appreciate it. I hope you take the time to like and subscribe, hang out with me a little bit more. But if you are new to my channel, if you see any sort of patching right here on my inner corner, don't worry about it. That happens with every single eyeshadow brand, eyeshadow formulation. It's literally just the skin on my eyes. So just because it's patching on me, doesn't mean it'll patch on you. And I always like to address this. If you are someone who watches my videos all the time, thank you so much. You probably heard me say that a million times, but I never want to not address it. So in case someone is new and they see it patching and they're like, why is she not discussing that it's getting patchy on her eyes? You know what I mean? Because it's just my eyes. Okay, I'm gonna mix together Naked and then that lightest shade Virgin just to buff this out, blend it out a little bit more. So honestly, if I was like doing a date night or anything, I would probably stop here and just put like a shimmer on the lid. I think I am going to go a little bit deeper and smokier just for like the sake of the video and trying more shades. Actually, I want to swatch Half Baked because I remember this being like super, oh yeah, that's still like super gold. Oh, that is so pretty. I think I'm going to go in with Smog. That was one of my go-to shades. Ooh, would that be dark enough though? Actually, I don't know if it will. Maybe I'll go into, let me swatch Dark Horse and Toasted. I guess Dark Horse would be the darkest one of the ones I want to use. Obviously, like these three down here. I like never touch these in either palette, the first two, and I will probably never touch them again in this palette, but that's okay. I'm going to end up taking a little bit of Dark Horse, tapping it on. I didn't use glitter primer. I normally do use the NYX glitter primer, but these are more like satiny shades than like glitter. Which I will admit, in 2018, when I bought the second palette and like didn't like the quality of it, I was into way more like intense, glittery, shiny, like the more impact, the better on my eyelids back then. I'm definitely not into that as much now. So I feel like these more satiny shades are gonna be more on my alley now than they were back in 2018 when I bought the second one. But that looks really pretty. It does have a little bit of shimmer to it, but it's pretty. Next, I gotta use Sidecar, guys. I have to. I used to be obsessed with that shade. So we are gonna take Sidecar right here, and we're just gonna put that on the rest of the lid. Oh my goodness. And I did not have like glitter primer back in the day when I used this palette, so we're just going to use it like I used to. Are you joking me? That is gorgeous. I love that. Oh yeah. That is definitely super sparkly. Yeah, it looks like the most sparkly one from the whole palette. It's got more impact than that Dark Horse shade did for sure. This is beautiful. Oh my gosh. Okay, I am loving this. I do want to bring a little tiny bit of warmth back. So we're going to go back into that Naked shade, the original one we laid down, and just bring a little warmth back into the crease. Oh yeah. Okay, that's beautiful. I think I will stop it there for now. We'll finish the lower lash line later, and then I'll end up using this Sin shade right here, probably for my inner corner. But I am loving this. That was like really great quality. I'm not gonna lie, that like the mattes blended out really nicely. How many shades did I use? Okay, so I ended up using 5 of the 12 I probably could have used more, sorry about that, but the 5 that I used, as you saw, went on very nicely, very smoothly. The mattes didn't get patchy, other than where it always gets patchy on me. These shimmers are beautiful, and that's without glitter primer. If I would have used my NYX glitter primer, which I usually do use for these kind of shades, the sidecar shade, it would probably have even more impact. So if you are interested in that, keep that in mind and use a glitter primer. I am getting like the tiniest amount of fallout, but I like to do my eyes first, as you can see, so that way I can clean any fallout out. No, that way I can clean any fallout up. That's what I meant to say. A little dark and smoky, but still wearable. Like, I would feel comfortable going out and doing really anything in this eye look right now. And I am still in love with this sidecar shade. Like, 11 years later, and it's still stunning and beautiful to me. So I guess my preferences and my makeup style has not changed very much since then. But all right, let's move on to this TirTir foundation, because I feel like I've got a lot to say about it. Like I said, I'm not on TikTok, okay? I know myself. I know my lack of self-control when it comes to social media and scrolling. I already spend too much time on Instagram. I cannot have TikTok in my life. I just know myself. So I don't even download it, don't have an account or anything. And I'm pretty sure, though, that this has gone super viral on TikTok, and I have seen quite a few YouTubers talk about it. This is the TirTir Mask Fit Red Cushion Foundation. They have a couple different kinds, I'm pretty sure, in different like color packaging, and they are different sorts of formulations, but the red one is kind of the one that's blowing up right now, so that's the one I ended up picking up. This is the mini, though I didn't end up picking the full size up in case I didn't like it. So this is 0.15 ounces or 4.5 grams. I'm not sure how big the large one is, and I ended up picking up the shade 21C Cool Ivory. So I went with the cool shade because I saw a couple people say that they run very orange, very warm. So keep that in mind if you want to pick up this foundation. Unless you have a warm undertone, you might want to go with the cool shade, because even though I went with the cool shade, it still is a little orangey on me, and you will see as I apply it. This is very, I don't want to say it's matte because it's not, but it's just on the more matte side. Is this the matte one though? I feel like it is. Adhering Cushion Foundation keeps makeup fresh with lightweight powder and skincare substance. Take an appropriate amount with the puff and thinly spread on the skin in a gentle tapping motion. So I've actually used this foundation. This will be my 3rd time using it. And I'm not gonna lie, the first 2 times I did not love it. I did not love it. I'm gonna try again today for you guys. I am gonna go ahead and put on the Makeup Forever Hydra Booster Skin Step 1 Primer, because this can get a little drying on you. So because I have a mini, I will say it does take me a long time to press it in with this tiny little puff, which gets annoying. And I found that I have to end up going in with a sponge afterwards just to kind of press it all in. This is supposed to be super full coverage, and less is more with this product from what I've heard from other YouTubers, which I agree with that. If you put on too much, it can get pretty cakey, unfortunately. I'm gonna just tap this in really lightly, get some on the little spongy guy. Got a hair. I'm gonna start tapping it in. So what I have found in my couple of times using this foundation, one, like I said, it takes a long time to tap it in with this little tiny cushion. Granted, I did get the mini one, so keep that in mind, but this is supposed to be very full coverage. I don't necessarily agree with that. Like, I'm still seeing some redness peeking through. Granted, I'm trying to go in with a pretty light amount because it can get really thick and cakey if you are not careful. And I like to go in sections because I want to really try to blend this out well before I move on to a new like portion of my face. So as I'm pushing it into my skin, I mean, you can see there is definitely some coverage, like it is covering up the redness and all that, and it actually isn't a terrible shade match for me. I think, if I remember correctly, I haven't used this for like a week or so, I think it does end up oxidizing a tiny bit on the skin. So that's like one side with it. Well, I guess I didn't do my forehead, but like one cheek with it and one cheek without. So it does have coverage, but I was expecting it to have more coverage from what I was seeing from other people's reviews. The first time I tried it, I used just my sponge. I was like, I'm not using that little puffy thing. Like, why would I do that? The second time I used it, I used this, and I do think that the little spongy, or this little spongy guy, helps with the coverage. I do think it gives it more coverage when you use this, but it just takes a really long time. So there's that. I'm not gonna lie, this is probably my favorite time that it's been looking, like of the 3 times I tried it, maybe because I'm actually like taking more time to apply it with this little spongy guy. Before, I feel like the last couple times I just got impatient and ended up using my actual sponge, but like it's just taking like a really long time. I just don't have time for this in my life, I'm not gonna lie. And it does end up looking a little tiny bit drying on my forehead and my nose, which is where like foundations will end up looking dry on me. So I'm not too like upset about that, but it is just something to note. It's just kind of, I don't know, annoying, I guess, because I have foundations that don't do that to me, you know? I think the lore of this foundation as well is that you're not supposed to have to set it. I absolutely cannot do that. It does not dry down on me enough to where I don't have to set it, but also I always have to set my makeup no matter what. Like I've never found a foundation that I don't need to set my makeup with. Even the Urban Decay Face Bond is another one that you're supposed to not have to set your makeup with, and I just can't stand any sort of like sticky feeling on my face, so I usually always end up setting really every foundation I use. I don't have any extra product on my face, by the way. I'm just kind of making sure I'm mashing the product into my face right now and trying to really smooth it in. So this is what the foundation is looking like on me with one full layer. I tried to really go light-handed and not apply too much because, as I have previously stated, it can get pretty thick and cakey. This, I'm pretty sure, is marketed as like a super full coverage foundation, and I've seen from other people that that's how it is on them. I personally do not get that. I still see quite a bit of redness peeking through. I can see some like acne scars still coming through. This like zit I have on my forehead, some redness around my nose. So I'm not getting full coverage, and I do not want to build this up. I think I tried that the first time I used it. I tried to put like a second layer on my cheeks because this is what it was looking like. And that is when it just gets too much. This is kind of like a less is more sort of foundation, which I'm not good at about that. Not gonna lie. I like to apply a lot of makeup on my face. But I will say I was prepared to come on here and fully kind of bash this foundation. And this is the best it has looked on me of the 3 times that I have applied it, so that's good. In my past experiences, it does get a little cakey in my nose crevices and in my smile lines, so hopefully that doesn't happen today. I don't know. Not my favorite foundation I've ever tried, but it's not terrible. I guess it doesn't really help you guys out if like you were planning on purchasing this. I guess my recommendation would be to get the mini. And again, if you are a like shade match for me and we have similar skin tones, the 21C Cool Ivory, that's this shade, and I do feel like it matches me really well. I think if you have dry skin, definitely hydrate your skin. Also, I don't think this really does anything for my pores at all. I definitely am seeing my pores right here in my T-zone. I did not use a pore filling primer. I just used the hydrating one that you saw. So that's also probably a recommendation from me to you, is if you pick this up, maybe go in with a pore filling primer if you struggle with that. That's my thoughts on the foundation for now. I will keep trying it and keep you guys updated. I'm gonna go ahead and do some concealer and cream bronzer off of camera. Then I'm going to probably try one of these cream blushes, and then we'll set and all that, and I got a couple other goodies to try too, so be right back. I will say I do think that this foundation gets a little wonky with concealer, especially like right here when they mesh together. So next time I use it, I will probably end up just trying to use this up under my eyes as concealer as well. I have never tried that. I would be afraid that it would maybe get a little too thick, especially with my gnarly under eye lines, but I'll give it a try next time. For Mercier Real Flawless Weightless Perfecting Concealer, and in this I have the shade 1N0, and then my Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Bronze and Shaping Serum in the shade Light for my bronzer. Next up, we have these IT Cosmetics Glow with Confidence Sun Blush. I didn't know they had these. I don't know if they're a new product. It's the Glow with Confidence Sun Blush. It's a cream blush plus bronzer in one. I don't know about that because they're just blush shades. 92% skincare base, 5 effortlessly buildable shades. So they ended up sending me the shades Sunlit 10 and Sun Blossom 20. So I'm guessing these are the 2 lightest shades. So this right here is a Sunlit 10. Do a little swatchy swatch. It's like a really nice peachy sort of shade. These definitely look like they're going to be more buildable, which I don't hate. And then this right here is a Sun Blossom 20 shade. Looks like it's just going to be, yeah, a little bit more orangey, a little bit, not darker of a shade, just more orangey. So this is more pink and this is more peachy. So these look really pretty upon swatch. They do look a little sheer, like I said, so I'll probably need to build it up a little bit. trying to decide which one I want to use. Probably the more pinky one. Yeah, let's go with the pinky one. I'm not sure how those shades right there would be a blush and bronzer in one, considering one was very pink and one was very peach. That doesn't make much sense to me, but we're gonna go ahead. Do I want to do both sides? Maybe I will just do one side with the cream blush and one side without, so then when I end up using the Ravie Beauty blush later, you can see it on its own and topped over a cream. I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. So we'll just try it on this cheek, get a little bit on my brush. I'm going to tap it off. Oh yeah, so a lot actually comes up on the brush. I'm going to tap some off on the back of my hand and start applying. The fact that it's very skincare, what, like 92% skincare base, makes me worried that it wouldn't last for a very long time on the cheek, but I don't know. Obviously, I have no idea. I haven't tried these previously. I just kind of swatched them a little tiny bit. This is definitely more pigmented than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a little more sheer. This is just with two layers, two light layers, like small light layers. It doesn't seem to be lifting the foundation underneath at all. There is a little glow to it. Yeah, okay, that's definitely the blush. I was like, is that just the foundation underneath? But no, there's definitely some glow to the blush, which is really, really pretty. So I like that so far. I mean, I feel like brands are like, a cream blush is a cream blush at this point. You know, it's kind of hard to find a cream blush that's not good. So keep that in mind. I don't know if you necessarily need like a Cosmetics one that's like probably $30, $34. But this is really, really pretty. I'm enjoying that. So let's set this face down and see how the foundation reacts with that. I'm going to use my two go-to powders. This is the Givenchy, but this is the original formulation. I guess they reformulated it to make it talc-free, and now it's glowy, and I'm really, really sad about it. I know I'm not the only one, because a lot of people are upset about this change, and I don't know what Givenchy was thinking, but I'm going to use this one. It's the 3 Violet Rose shade, the pink shade, and I just have a mini. I just discovered this in the last Sephora sale, and now it is reformulated and going to be gone forever, and I'm very, very sad about it. So I don't want to talk about it, okay? I don't want to talk about it. So we are going to get these eye lines out and set under my eyes and down in my T-zone. I'm going to have to try to find a replacement for it that's like as blurring as this. This is the most blurring powder I've ever tried, even over the Huda powder and the Ami Colé powder. I guess the new Makeup by Mario one is supposed to be really good. And like blurring and everything, but I have not tried it out. So it's setting down really nicely with this powder though. And then on the rest of my face, I'm going to use the Hourglass Veil Translucent Powder. Very pricey bougie powder routine. I'm so sorry about that, you guys. You don't need these two powders because they're both very pricey. Like, you don't need them. That's just the ones that I've been liking to use lately because I have them. And we're just going to take a little bit of this and fluff that around. Okay, so yeah, the foundation actually set down really nicely with powder. It's not looking too dry, a little bit on my nose still, but other than that, it seems to have set down very nicely. The blush is still shining through the powder, which is nice. Next, we have a new brand to me. I've never tried anything from Ravie Beauty. This is Allie Glein's brand. She is a fellow YouTuber on here. Well, I don't know if I would say fellow YouTuber because she's like almost at 1 million subscribers and I have like 7,000 subscribers. So I don't know if I would really consider us in the same league at all just because we both do YouTube. But regardless, she recently, maybe in the last like year or so, launched a makeup brand, and she started off with lipsticks, which I did go ahead and pick up, which we'll try later in the video. But then about a week ago or so, she released blushes. I only picked up one shade, but she did release 3. I picked up the shade Daydream, which I'm pretty sure is a peachy pink, is how she describes it. The marbling on this is very, very beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead and do a swatch. I haven't swatched it at all. Ooh, okay, I'm glad the marbling doesn't disappear. Sometimes you have marbled products and you swatch them and they are like just gone. So this is a really pretty like peachy pink sort of shade. Okay, kind of sheer, but that's okay. I think how she described it in her video is that these have the glow of a cream blush, but the staying and lasting power of a powder blush. So I'm very excited to try this out. She released a blush brush with the collection. I did not pick it up, but it looks very similar to the Flower Beauty blush brush. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this one. And we are going to get a little bit on my brush, tap off the excess, and we're gonna try it on this side by itself first. I don't even think I introduced this product. I'm sorry, I'm like just jumping right in. This is the Endless Diffusion Everyday Baked Blush. Again, this is in the shade Daydream. It is made in Italy, 12-month shelf life, and it has 7 grams or 0.25 ounces. I really like that it's made in Italy. In her video about them, she said that she just really fell in love with the whole like process of creating makeup and like seeing the labs in Italy and how just like nice they are and how the formulations they make and the ingredients they use and all that. So I was just really impressed by her video on it. She definitely sold me on them, so that's why I ended up picking one up. So that's what it's looking like so far. Very pretty. Does it have a little glow? Yeah, I guess it does. I guess it does have a little tiny bit of glow. I'm gonna put a tiny bit more on. I'm gonna try not to go too overboard. It is building up really nicely. It wasn't too pigmented at first. I do have a fluffier brush, but this is what like 2.5-ish layers is gonna get you. And that's really pretty. I'm really liking that. Obviously I have this blush on over here, but let's just see what it looks like layered on top. Definitely not as glowy, I feel like. Maybe not, I don't know. But that's still looking really nice on this skin. This seems to be a really buildable formulation. I feel like even if you did have a little bit deeper of a skin tone, you could build it up. Don't quote me, obviously I don't have a deep skin tone, I don't know. But I feel like this is the type of formulation that would lend well to that. This is really pretty. It's a glowy blush. I don't know if I necessarily like needed it, but I'm glad I picked it up, and I feel like I will get use out of this because I have been into more cream products because I like the glow of them, but this is nice that it is powder but still does have a little bit of glow. I've been loving the Kosas blushes for that reason. These Kosas blushes right here, they kind of remind me of each other. So yeah, I'm into that. That's really pretty. I actually like it better on its own than over the other blush. Not gonna lie, but super pretty. Yeah, I'm liking that. Let's finish up this lower lash line. I'm just going to take that Naked shade right there. I'm gonna mix it in with a little bit of Virgin, and then I'm also going to take Sin as my inner corner highlights. So mix together those two mattes, run it along here. I don't like to do too crazy of a lower lash line. And actually there's been quite a few times lately that I've put eyeshadow on my upper lash, like my upper lid, and not done any lower lash shadow. But today we will do it. These mattes are just so nice. That Naked shade is stunning. I'm like excited to use that all over my lid as a one and done. Next, let's see if this Sin shade is light enough to be an inner corner highlight for me. Oh yeah, okay, I think it is. You guys, I am like so excited I picked this up. I was a little nervous that I wouldn't be excited for it because like I said, I just didn't use this. I didn't use it the second time I bought it, but I feel like this time around I'm going to get quite a bit of use out of it. I just think this like look is so pretty. They were so effortless and easy to use. Oh, okay, I'm really excited. I need to know if you bought this again. Down in the comments, please let me know, please. I am curious. Okay, I mentioned in one of my videos, I don't even know which one, to be honest, I'm so sorry, but I mentioned that no lip liner ever stays on me, ever. Does not matter the brand that I try, they never stay on me. And someone said that Lisa Eldridge's lip liners are the ones that just last on her forever. So I took her advice and I bought 2 of them. I feel like they last the longest on me of any other lip liner that I've tried, but they still are not an all-day lip liner for me. They're still only like an hour or 2 before they're gone. I don't know what kind of pH or what kind of like thing is going on my lips that is not allowing lip liners to last on me, but it is what it is at this point. I am fine with it. I'm just going to keep trying lip liners, I guess, until I find a formulation that lasts on me, and until then, I'm just gonna have to keep reapplying, which is what I do. So I ended up picking up the Lisa Eldridge Sculpt and Shade Lip Pencil in the shade 1C, as well as her Enhance and Define Lip Pencil in the shade Fawn. So she has like 2 different, I don't know if they're different formulations, but 2 different kinds. So this was the first type that she released. Again, this is in the shade Fawn. It's just like a really nice neutrally, a little peachy sort of nudie shade. And then I ended up picking up the shade 1C of her Sculpt and Shade. There we go, I couldn't get the cap off. They're very similar, they're very similar. I did not need both, I'm gonna be completely honest. But online, I didn't realize that. I bought both of them online and they look different online, and they are different, but they're just very similar. This one is the one I like the most, the 1C. Fawn is nice, it's just not the shade that I personally prefer on me too much. I am going to swatch the lipstick first to see which one would go better. So next we have the Ravie Beauty Effortless Lips, and I ended up picking up the shade Lily. I think she has 6 shades of this, and I want to say Lily is the lightest. So we're just going to go ahead and do a little swatchy swatch right here of Lily. Ooh, that's really pretty. So these are supposed to just be like a really shiny, sheer lipstick formulation that's like hydrating and really comfortable on the lips. I actually think the 1C is going to go best with that. So let's line my lips with this. And I am going to smudge it a little bit. See, this is a really pretty shade. Honestly, this is kind of like my lips, but better sort of shade. It is very, very close to my shade of my lips, my lip color, I guess. So that's really nice. That's probably why I like this one the best. The Fawn one is just a little bit more peachy. I just don't love the shade on me. I'll still use it, but it's just not my favorite. And next we're going to try Lily. I haven't tried these at all. I'm excited. I like how like skinny this is. It makes me feel like I'm like posh and like from like the 40s using like a skinny little lipstick. But let's go ahead and apply this. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think it's supposed to have like a ton of pigmentation per se. Just supposed to be like the effortless lips where it just kind of shows up a little bit, is hydrating and comfortable. Ooh, yeah. Okay, this is almost like my lips but better as well. Like both of those are really good for my lip shade personally. That's nice. Ooh, this feels very hydrating, very comfortable, very slicky, but not like it's gonna slide off and fluff off everywhere. Ooh, it's not emphasizing the lines on my lips. It does have a little bit of glow to it. I feel like this combination is making my lips look a little plump and juicy too, which I will never say no to. Not going to lie. So yeah. Ooh, okay. I'm liking both of those. Those look really good together, right? Don't you think? That's a good combo. That's a good combo right there. Maybe a little bit darker of a lip liner because they are like seriously like the same shade almost. Next time I might use a little bit darker of a lip liner, but yeah, these are really pretty. I'm liking those as well. Was that everything new I had to try? I think it was. Okay, I'm gonna go do brows, mascara, setting spray, and I'll come back on and wrap this video up. Okay, I went ahead and applied my Clio Kill Lash Super Proof Mascara Long Curling, as well as my e.l.f. Wow Brow, and lastly, I set it all down with the Benefit the Professional Super Setter. So this is it, you guys. That was my trying new makeup. I am really happy with how this look turned out. I think the eyeshadow is stunning and beautiful. I'm very glad I ended up picking up this palette again. I will see how much use I get out of this third one, but I'm pretty sure I will get more use out of this third one than I did out of the second. Definitely not as much as the first one though. Like that one I used to death. You guys saw how many pans I had in the picture, but stunning, beautiful. I love this eye look. I think this is a really pretty look. I think it's just effortless and it was really easy to make, and I'm really glad I picked this up. Let me know. Did you snag it again? The foundation, this is the best it's looked on my skin, I will admit, of the 3 times I've tried it. So I will see how it wears and all of that. I think it looks really nice right now, but still not a favorite. I still wouldn't reach for this over like my other favorites that I love so much. The It Cosmetics Sun Blush, beautiful. Not sure how this would be used as a bronzer at all, but it was still easy to apply and looked really nice. The Ravie, I think I'm saying that right, Ravie? Anyways, this is stunning and beautiful. I love it on its own more than topped over that other blush. I'm not sure why, but I do. I just think this is really, really, really pretty, as well as, what else did I try? The lip liners, I don't know. I had tried these multiple times before this video. Again, the 1C shade is better than Fawn on me, but they just don't last. No lip liners ever last on me. And then the Ravie Effortless Lips in Lily, beautiful. I'm really, really liking all of this. Everything that I talked about will be linked down below. If you shop through the links, thank you. They are affiliate links. I don't really make any money off the affiliate links. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really know why I use them at this point, but if you ever do for some reason shop through them, I do get a little tiny bit of a kickback. So thank you. I do appreciate that a lot. I know this isn't like my full-time job or anything. This is definitely a side hobby for me. I'm a stay-at-home mom, but every little bit that I make like off YouTube or affiliate links or anything goes back into my channel. That's what I use to buy makeup to try for you guys. So any little thing helps. I really do appreciate it. Let me know down below. Have you tried any of these, especially the foundation? And if you do, how do you like to apply it? How do you like to wear it? Your skin type, what primers you like to use with it, all of that. I want to make this work for me because it is so viral and a lot of people seem to like it, but yeah, I don't know. But yeah, let me know down below. Have you tried any of these products? If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. You're awesome and I love you. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you have not already, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye guys.